here.
Believe it.
On K-100 Radio. Get live with DJ Will Money, you heard?
You are tuned to K-100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
What up, though? K-100 Radio, what's good? What's crackalackin'? I'm your host, Bliss, and thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the show. Let me slide in frame. What's happening? Instagram Live, Facebook Live, what up? Welcome, everybody, to the broadcast. The number to dial in, of course, 347-934-0966. That's the number to dial into the show. 347-934-0966. That is the number to dial into the show. Welcome, everybody. We're back with another round of our direct line interviews right here on K-100 Radio, man. We got a couple of them. We got like a trifecta coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got Hunter. We got Moni, Montana. We got Just Lions. We also going to talk to my homie C. Wake about the Gainesville Music Summit that's coming up here. I'm going to be actually going down to moderate and host that panel. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about in the next 2 hours. We're going to be rocking out. So just tune in, lock in. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to everybody checking us out on social media. www.k100radio.com. That's where you can go to. Where's my background music? There it is. Forgot my background music. K100radio.com. That's the website. If you want to go and download our mobile apps and listen to everything, hit us up, all right? All the information, contact information is on our website. If you're on Instagram Live, the link is in our bio. Let's go ahead and jump this thing off. You know, we don't want to take up too much time. We don't want to take up everybody's time. First, this first part of the hour, we got 116 Letters joining us live right here on K100 Radio for the first time. What up, homie? What's up? What's happening?
What's going on with you? Thanks for having me.
Man, cracking. What's going on, man? I'm chilling, man. What's good with you, bro? Welcome to the broadcast. Please. Round of applause for the homie. All right. Yeah. So, go ahead, bro, and just formally introduce yourself to us real quick. Just tell us everything we need to know about who is Hunter, who we getting ready to chop it up with on K100 Radio Live for this direct line interview. Run it down.
I'm 106 Letters from IVOS. I'm a rapper, and I have a clothing line, and I have a hot single out called Mucho Caliente. We are on fire right now, so if you can just go to any social media and just type in 106 Letters or Google me at 106 Letters, and you'll find out everything I got going on as far as music and clothing.
All right, yeah. So we're definitely going to check out Mucho Caliente. You know what I'm saying? Where you from, homie? Where you from?
From North Carolina, but I moved out to Cali, and I've actually moved out from Cali to Atlanta. So, you know, I rep North Carolina, Cali, and Atlanta because, you know, I just got family in those three places.
All right, North Carolina, Cali, and Atlanta. So all right, it's cool. You know, Carolina got a lot of people, though. You know, Carolina got a lot of people on the come up, man. There's a lot of artists that I'm rocking with. I'm talking about not just from the underground, from the mainstream. Of course, you got the bigger names, but it's just lately here at K100 Radio, we've been getting a lot of artists with some really dope music out the Carolinas. Not just North Carolina, North and South Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to everybody that's grinding in the Carolinas, you know what I mean? Then, you know, of course, you said you got a couple other cities and you've been in Atlanta, but, you know, I just want to make sure I point that out, man, because people, I think, sleeping on that region. What do you think about that? You think people sleeping on that region?
They sleeping on the region, but also, I'm going to say this while we on live air, we need more people out in North Carolina that's going to give young males opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So we can make a better situation out of ourselves because, you know, out there, you know, you got certain people that's running it and they only going to choose the favorite people that they want to go up. And, you know, a lot of talent is getting wasted out there. So if you're listening to this interview and you're an A&R or you somebody or a type of investor, go out there and get them kids out there, man, and change somebody's lives, man. You know what I'm saying? That'll be real major. And Cali, too. All
right, that's what's up. I guess, you know, people would say, you know what I'm saying, if you're joining us right now, we're live right now with 116 Letters. This is a direct line interview. This is one of our interviews that we do on K100 Radio. This is our interview series. This is what we call them, direct lines. We have artists from all over, man, not just artists, DJs, hell, porn stars, all kind of politicians. Everybody's called into K100 Radio. You know what I'm saying, to chop it up with us. So right now, we rocking it with Hunter, 16 Letters. And we're gonna get ready to play his song Mucho Caliente in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of other things. And this is like just to give you a direct line, a direct communication with the artist. Oftentimes artists can't get interviewed on big, huge platforms like the Breakfast Club or whatever, but they have a lot to say. And so we provide this platform for them. You dig? You know what I'm talking about? So I want to break that down to anybody who may be listening to a direct line interview for the first time. Of course, welcome again to Instagram Live people and everybody checking us out over on Facebook Live. I appreciate it. So, man, it's interesting that you said that because you said, you know, making opportunities for young males. And I got to tell you, you know what I'm saying, as an independent artist, and then you also said you got a clothing line, so we're going to talk more about that. It's about branding yourself, I think, right now, and about making opportunities for yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. I totally understand what you're saying about people in positions of power to create and afford people kind of pay it, pay it forward, pay it back, however you want to call it. And if you're in a position and you came from nothing, you want to try to lift somebody else up too. But as an independent artist, how are you creating the buzz for yourself? And I say that because you said, you want people to help create opportunities for others. And I still feel like a lot of independent artists are not even really creating the proper opportunities for themselves. So you said you got a clothing line. That's another way of expanding your brand as an artist. What else are you doing to help expand your name? It's 116 letters.
It's 106 letters, but
Six letters, my bad.
Yeah, 106 letters. But as a young male and being an entrepreneur as far as with this music and this clothing line, I just try to do right business by people, and in this game, the industry is so messed up that once you do good to more than 3, 4, 5 people, the word will get out, and then people start reaching out and coming to you. And I even try to help people that I see that I feel like has good talent, and I try to bring them on board or try to do some type of business with them, just so I can say, hey, I lended a hand and I help. And people right now, for me doing that, I'm getting the blessings and the good grace back now. You know what I'm saying? So it is. Sometimes it's like you said, you can try to help somebody out, but if you ain't got yourself together, then it's a waste of time. But also, if you want to come up like I am now, and you can just reach your hand down and do a little bit or something, it's better than doing nothing at all. You know what I mean? So
I totally agree with that. How important do you think it is for artists to get involved into their community? You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of artists, they always want support from people, and they want a lot of support from people, like just fans and people in there. They'll be like, man, ain't nobody trying to show love from the city, blah, blah, blah. And I ask the artists all the time, what are you doing for the community that you want to support you? Even if it's a small town, no matter if it's LA or Florence or South Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Raleigh, don't matter where it's at. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing in the community? You know what I'm saying? To make the community, outside of just going to the club and partying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and being in the VIP and turning up, what else are you doing in your community to make these people want to support you? What you got to say about that?
Well, if they want to know what IVOS is doing, every year we have multiple charity events that we do. We because I'm a traveler man first, so charity is like my best friend, doing charity events. So I made sure that my team, last year we gave back for Christmas, Thanksgiving. I did something in Atlanta with my brothers and my traveling brothers. We did, feed the community for Thanksgiving. Just doing stuff for the kids and, avenues like give kids books and coloring books and reading books, so they can learn about their real history of who they really are. It really gets deep when you're talking about the company IVOS, because that's what I made my company for, is to make the community stronger. The black community, the Hispanic community, the Asian community, that's what I made my company for, is to bring us all together as one and, help people have a better life, a better chance at life, because some people, like I was saying, like you say, some people in the neighborhoods, they're in bad neighborhoods, so they don't have opportunity, or they don't have food, or they don't have any type of hope. So, that's what we're trying to do as a company. We're trying to tell people, hey, you can still have faith. You ain't got to go out here and rob. You ain't got to go out here and steal. If you just work hard for it, your blessings will come to you. And that's the type of picture I'm trying to paint to people.
Good stuff. I like the answer. I tell artists all the time, what I'm saying? Like, big ups to everybody checking us out on Instagram Live. I see my homie, I signed myself, Paul Took checking in. MC Brainpower checking in. What's going on, everybody on Facebook Live checking in over here also. I see my homegirl Twink and a couple of people said Wines checking in over here on Facebook Live. So big ups to everybody watching us on social media. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I do encourage you guys to check out some of these artists and get with them. 106 letters. I said 16 earlier. This is for me. 106 letters. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about doing some really positive things. Now let's talk about the clothing line. What made you want to do that? Now, here's my thing. I'm all for anything that an artist is doing to help expand their brand. As long as you're not pushing ignorance to help expand your brand. Like I'm not one of these people who co-sign people gangbanging in order to help increase their chances as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. But creating other items that you can use for merch and everything, and of course having a clothing line is really good as an artist because you can rock your own clothes in your photo shoots and rock your own clothes at your shows and sell your merch. You got everything kind of really wrapped up, and merch is where everything is, where the money is at right now because with the decline of record sales. But what made you want to jump into fashion? Did you do that first, or which came first? Was you an artist first? How did that work out?
It was they both came in at the same time, and what I wanted to do with my clothing line was make some fly clothes that's affordable to the everyday people, because I see a lot of people going around here, they make themselves go broke trying to look nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I want to make nice clothes to where it's still affordable, and you can go out and go to a formal event or, go to a store and look real clean and formal with the clothes that we have. So, that's what I'm just trying to do because I'm just tired of people buying all these expensive clothes, and the people they buy clothes to don't even, like you said, don't do charity events in their neighborhood, don't care if they eat, don't care if they're alive at all. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get my people on the right page. Like, okay, how about we go support some people that when we go buy 10 or 5 of their shirts, they're going to come to our neighborhood and throw us a free cookout for the whole neighborhood or, do something like that,
right.
And I'm just trying to get that type of message out with the clothes.
Well, again, we us as a people, we bad for that. We really bad with, we really bad with just spending money where we shouldn't spend money. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Not just clothes. I mean, everything. We buy rims for cars that we, have enormous interest rates that we're paying for, and just just a lot of stuff. So, just it's good to hear somebody like yourself say, man, you trying to make it affordable because, you got a lot of people who make clothes. You feel what I'm saying? You got a lot of people who make clothes, but everybody can't afford a pair of Yeezys. Yeezy make clothes, but his clothes are so expensive. And I don't even really like how they look on top of that, but you know what I'm saying? They so expensive, like the average person can't even afford to make them. You feel what I'm saying? I can't even afford to get them. So it's like, okay, you're doing a slick thing by branding yourself and making it, but you're not really making it for the average person that's probably a fan of your music can actually participate in it. You know what I'm saying? And even support you if they wanted to. So it's good that you're making it affordable. I hear people all the time and they be like, yo, I'm trying to be the next, the next Kanye with the clothes. I'm like, bro, I can't even afford Kanye clothes. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't doing too bad for myself. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go out and spend that much on a pair of shoes. You feel me? It just doesn't make sense. So I'm glad you said that you're going to make it affordable, and I'm glad that you're involved with the community. You know what I'm saying? I've heard you several times mention your company name. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we get on here with artists, we talking to them, and they don't even mention a company name, let alone another situation they got going on to help brand themselves. It's all about my music, my single. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're going to get to your music in a minute, but it's just good to hear somebody, you know what I'm saying, from the indie circuit talk about bigger things and to kind of think ahead as an entrepreneur, because that's what you are. You're a walking brand.
Oh yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier. I'm really practicing what I'm preaching because I got an artist coming out here from California, and we're about to sign him to IBOS and his company. Shout out to YRN Risk takers, but we're about to sign those guys. And he was somebody in the hood that reached out to me and said, hey man, I'm trying to make a better situation of myself. I like the way you're doing business. And he was, he said, I'm trying to get away and make a way for me and my family. And that's what we did. We're trying to help the community as young black leaders, with the power and the position that we're in. We're trying to help our brothers. We're not being greedy. We're not being selfish. We're extending our hands, because ain't nobody else doing it. It ain't like we got any black leaders. Can you sit here and tell me one black leader right now that we really can depend on?
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I will say to that though, and it's good. It's good that you mentioned that because what I will say to that is, I'm a self-motivated person. This no one had to lead me to build K-100 Radio. Obviously, no one had to lead you to build what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think that don't get me wrong. It's good for us to have leaders and stuff, but I think, hell, as black men, we gotta focus first on before we worry about somebody leading the community. We need to be fathers first. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to take care of our kids. You know what I'm saying? We got to take care of our
You
nieces
see,
and
but-
nephews. So it's like a lot of stuff. Like, people be looking towards like someone to guide them. And I'm like, where's that internal thing inside of you, you know, that motivates you to just do the right thing and take care of you and provide for your family first? If we start there, because you can get a leader right now, Hunter, right? You can get a leader right now, but he would still be leading a bunch of broken households, a bunch of men who don't have connections with the women that they have kids with or their kids themselves. It still doesn't. If we had somebody come out trying to lead, like, what army is he leading? We got to get the troops together and get these guys whipped into shape.
Yeah, and that's real. But also it depends on the leader that we have, because if we try to have a leader that's never been in the situation of somebody in the hood or being broke or having a baby mama and never getting to see their child or getting this or being locked up or being in jail or being involved in gang violence, then he's going to mislead. And that's what happens now. We've been misled. We've been told that it's cool to go out here and shoot a black man and kill him, and go out here and disrespect women and go out here and sell drugs. And so what are we going to do? We're going to do it. Tupac called that out in the 90s. He told the women, if nobody else loves you, Tupac cares. And what happened? Men started loving women. But then when you got music being put out saying, hey, forget that girl and she ain't this, and I'm going to go over here and stab my best friend in the back, it's going to make a trend. That's all the kids are going to do because that's what they're listening to. But if I go on a song and I say, hey, me and my brother, we making a meal with each other, all we're going to do is spoil our kids and our mothers, that's what brothers going to want to do because it's going to look cool.
So
man, see what's happening. What's happening with our culture and our people is monkey see, monkey do. If these young kids out here ain't got a way to go make something of themselves, and they go look at the neighborhood drug dealer, and the neighborhood drug dealer is killing, and he's disrespecting women, but he has money, he has a nice car, he has a nice house, what that kid gonna want? He's gonna want to be like a drug dealer. But see, it took somebody, because I was in that same position, but it took somebody that was older that pulled me to the side and said, hold up, but this ain't the way. You got to go this way. And see, it takes those type of leaders to change the game. But what's happening now is the fakes is running the game, and the leaders that taught me to say, pull me to the other side, those are the guys that's getting killed off and backstabbed and ain't here. So now that's why our culture is just so messed up.
So
you know what I'm saying? Right now, we're at a weak state as a people. We're at a weak state.
Let me ask you this then. How much, okay, now I understand. First of all, I agree with what you're saying, right? But I got to ask you this, and normally I ask some artists this, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but you kind of just driving me to this question. And it's a question that I've asked repeatedly. Some people are like, man, you ask that question all the time, but I'm like, it's a question that I think need to be posed to every independent artist. Where is the separation of being an artist and being able to freely create what it is that you want? Because you just said, okay, you need people who grew up, you need leaders who grew up living the same kind of life that you live, right? That you've been through with the same kind of struggles. Okay, oftentimes you hear independent artists or major artists, it don't even matter, any kind of rap artist for the most part, they're going to say, look, my music is a reflection of my life. If I grew up slanging dope and I grew up as a hustler and that's how I got into the game, that's what I'm going to rap about because that's my real life. That's what I want to talk about, right? If I grew up living in Compton, bang, banging, that's what I'm going to rap about, right? So then you say, okay, well, at the same time, we want rappers to give us their real life. We want to be real. If that's what they know, okay, that's what they know. But then where is the separation? Because they're going to go in there and they're going to be artists and they're going to put out the music that they want to put out that they feel is relevant to what their crowd is and their life is. And if that's what they went through, that's what they're going to say. So then you got to come back and say, okay, look, this is not the move. This is not what we need to talk about as men. You know, we need to put something out there in the air that's better, that's more positive. But this is actually their real life. Now, you got people who lie and glorify shit who've never sold a brick in their life, who've never touched cocaine. But then you got some real life artists who actually went through that, and there's some of them are superstars, and that's what they went through. So that's what they rap about. How do you separate it? Where is the cutoff point?
Well, that is a great question because it's right now the game is so messed up. It's hard to separate it because, you know, Mucho Caliente is my single, right? And it's fire. But before the single, I had a conscious record. I had a mean conscious record called Ceasefire. Sent it to every radio station. I sent it to every radio station, and it talks about me doing that, but also the consequences of me living that lifestyle. What happens? And guess what? I couldn't get it played nowhere. You know, every time I put it to the radio station, guess what they told me? Oh man, it's too powerful. We don't know how it'll make the people react. But as soon as I come out with a song like Mucho Caliente, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that, but I don't tell you the real truth about it, it's fire. So it's really hard because even for an artist to make it, it's kind of like you have to put out that type of music without selling hope. Because if you selling hope and you start telling too much truth, then you're not going to be able to do you because they won't play your stuff. And you got to work even 3 times harder. So I understand that question. That question is a great question. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's really one of those, you gotta really know how to hit the people with the music, I guess, man, because that's really a good question.
I tell you what, let me, and we're gonna get ready to jump into the song right now. Let me respond to what you just said. First of all, a couple of things that I would say to you and anybody that's listening to this. Welcome, everybody. This is our direct line interview live right now on K-100 Radio with 106 Letters. 106 Letters right now. We having a great dialogue. We getting ready to play a song in a minute, Mucho Caliente. But we having a great dialogue right now. If you're just joining us on Instagram Live or Facebook Live about, the responsibility he feels or I feel or anybody feels about artist has to put out a quote unquote positive vibe in the air with their music, and try to expect for that to come back and how we the music that we're putting out and how we can lead the youth with our music, right? Essentially. So he just brought up the fact that he actually put out a song that was positive, that was conscious, really didn't get no love, but he has another song that he's pushing right now called Mucho Caliente, which is more street, and people are gravitating to it. Someone on Instagram said that he had over 300,000 views of it on YouTube. Now, I'll say this. He said that he sent it out to you. You said, Hunter, that you sent it out to people. First of all, I can only speak for my broadcast, and I know I've never heard it, and we play music like that over here at K-100 Radio, but we're one outlet. You feel me? Now I can talk about that because I'm a radio broadcast, I'm a program director, and I actually seek music like that. We have a lot of music like that in rotation as long as it's dope. Like just because you have a good message, it can't be a positive message but be whack. Like it's gotta have a dope beat and a dope hook and some good bars, just like anything else. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it needs to be a little bit higher of a standard with the production and everything because you're talking about something. So in order to get people to pull into it, you really got to have a great track off the top so they won't even just tune you out automatically, right? So for us, we play music like that. Now, I'll say to anybody that's listening, what you said, first of all, pick your platforms wisely. You feel what I'm saying? And secondly, I would say that you can do both at the same time. Like just because one station is not rocking with that song, you can still have Mucho Caliente. You can still push a record like that, and we get ready to listen to that one. But you could also have that one in the chamber. Like right now for this interview, I would have loved to have played them both, but I only got sent one. It's because, and I think it's because artists feel like because we're radio, or they don't research each individual platform. They just treat all platforms the same. Like a lot of people tend to treat all independent artists the same, but we're not all the same. We're not all equal. Some of us actually care. And so if you research us, you'll realize that we would have probably played that. I probably would have liked that. I probably would have liked to play that song more than this one based on our track record and what we do at K-100 Radio. Now that comes with research. So I'm just saying that to just let everybody know, listen, if you're an artist and you heard what he just said, there is a lot of validity to his point, and I get it. But at the same time, you also have to consider what platforms and what DJs and what blogs and what internet radio stations that you actually submit your stuff to, because there are ones that are catered to that, and you can have them both going. You can lock down a situation with that whole side and then lock down, have 300,000 views with Mucho Caliente at the same time. You just market them differently and market them to two different people. Some people say they can't do that, but you can pull it off. It can be done. You feel me? And, you've got a lot of artists winning with great material that's positive like that. You've got the Kendrick Lamars and J. Cole's. We can't sit here anymore and say you can't win like that when J. Cole is fucking killing shit right now with exactly that kind of music.
Oh, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And
and that's the thing, too. But and that's why I made that statement earlier about being in North Carolina and being in the situation, because for me to make it and get to where I'm at now, I had to move out of North Carolina. Somebody came and got me from Cali. My family came and got me and said, okay, bro, if ain't nobody gonna notice your talent, we gonna bring you over here. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I got a chance. But when I was reaching out in North Carolina, passing that track around, and hey, man, this is special. We doing this for the community. I got kids playing it at school. I got kids, got videos and stuff like that. They didn't want to hear none of that. They was not hearing none of that. They like, bro, if you're not talking about the club and you ain't talking about some booty shaking or none about that, I don't want to hear it. And then that's when I really got hurt in the music game. That's when I really said the music game was hurting me, because I'm a 90s kid. So I'm used to growing up and, you know, listening to Tupac and listening to all those type of good, you know, Biggie and all those type of guys. So I'm like, dang, this is what the game came to. But I'm happy to know that it is still some radio stations out there that care about those type of artists. Because I'm telling you now, you know, J. Cole and those guys, you got to realize what J. Cole did. J. Cole left North Carolina and went to New York. I know the guy that put J. Cole on. I know the guy who took him. Because his friend was the one that took me to Cali. Right. So I know exactly who put on J. Cole, but J. Cole had to leave North Carolina because J. Cole was about to rot. But somebody came, an angel came and got J. Cole and said, brother, come to New York and da-da-da, and this is how we're going to do. But it's a lot of avenues, and it's certain avenues that people don't even know about. Because right now I could go to a neighborhood right now and say, hey, man, well, you know, this, that, and the third about this radio. They gonna be like, oh, I never knew nothing about it.
Right.
So it's a lot of miseducation in the game, and it's a lot of misunderstanding. It's like one half is saying, the radio people are like, it's love. Then the other half of the radio people, they got their favorites. Because I know you know some radio guys that got independent artists that's on the street that they want to see make it. So, and if another independent artist come through, they ain't gonna show them the same love as the one that they want to make it.
Again.
You know,
all of this is, you know, individuals, and all of this is the separation of the platforms. We got to get ready to run the music because I got a 5:30 interview coming up, so we definitely got to play Mucho Caliente and let the people hear it. But and this is a great conversation. This is a great interview. 30 minutes goes by real fast, don't it? You know what I'm saying? Like, real fast when you talk about some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to close it before we get ready to play the song. I just want to say that, you know, you're right. But at the same time, just like you said, you know, you didn't know about how we were, you know, artists, their management, and everybody else. Anybody listening, whatever kind of music you got, I guarantee you it's a platform and it's somebody out there that can feel it as long as it's dope. Now, if it's whack, it's whack. But if it's dope and you saying some concise, some positive shit, there are platforms out there. You just have to research them. It may not be easy. It may not even be in your local city. But that's why we have the internet. Me and him is not in the same place right now. But right now, my audience is getting access to everything that we're doing, and that's why we have the internet. That is the power of internet radio. That's the power of what we do. We're able to give artists in a whole nother state, you know what I'm saying, a platform right now, and then bring it to the whole world. Anybody with a smartphone right now can hear this whole interview, and they'll be able to hear it after the fact on SoundCloud and YouTube. All right, we got to get to the music. All right, so go ahead and tell us about Mucho Caliente, man, because my 5:30 is coming up very fast, and they're on the line also, so we got to make sure we get out of here on time today. But we got to run the single. Tell us about this joint, who produced it, and we're gonna end it with Mucho Caliente by Hunter 6 Letter. Tell us about it, bro.
Man, this is my single. I'm 106 Letters, Mucho Caliente. It was produced and mixed and mastered by C Sharp in Atlanta. And this is the single, man. It's fire. The name says it itself. It's Mucho Caliente. I hope y'all love it. Go find it on YouTube, Spotify, all the things that are digital. Just Google 106 Letters or IVOS, and you'll see a single pop right on up.
Man, yo, great interview, bro. I'm glad you came through. Did you enjoy it?
Man, I enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. I enjoyed y'all. I'm blessed. Thank y'all so much.
All right, man. Go follow him on Instagram at 106 Letters. Go check him out, man. Follow him. You know, we've been sharing this, so you'll be able to check him out. Go check him out, man, and go download his music. If you really like it, support him, buy it. Check his video out. Over 300,000 views on YouTube right now. This is 106 Letters. Mucho Caliente. K-100 Radio. We got Moni Grindhard, Montana, up next. K-100 Radio.
It's 100.
It go more in this pesos. That's the money. I want it. I really want it. I really want it. Crack rock like the stove hot. That's that hot spot. Mucho caliente. Mucho caliente. It go more in this pesos. That's the money. I want it. I really want it. I really want it. Crack rock like the stove hot. That's that hot spot. Mucho caliente. Mucho caliente. Big bang. Look back, leave Bloody Mary, I ain't scared of her. Like a pastor on the first Sunday. I'ma make it rain like I'm in Magic City. She gon' make it rain, cause that hoe, she real freak. I'ma chase the money, cause I need it on the daily. Go more than this pesos. That's the money, I want it, I really want it, I really want to crack rock like the stove hot. That's that hot fire. Mucho caliente, mucho caliente. Go more than this pesos. That's the money, I want it, I really want it, I really want to crack rock like the stove hot. That's that hot fire. Mucho caliente, mucho caliente. Pesos, money, I really want it.
You are tuned to K-100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
Artists, are you struggling with getting people to listen to your music? Do you need a bigger fan base? Real Rap Promo is here to help you.